Hey guys, welcome to OzRideshareTV. Um, Here to I'm just a driver helping another driver who would like to drive Uber, DIDI Ola in Australia. Well, I'm from Brisbane. This video is about things that we need to consider when renting a car for Uber, DIDI, and Ola. Okay, so normally if you rent a car, there is two options. Like there's two ways why you rent a car. One is that you don't want to use your own personal car, or two, you don't have money to buy your own Uber car. Okay, and there's many other reasons, but mainly that's it. And say the scenario one, that you don't want to use your own personal car. Renting a car, that means you save on the depreciation of your own car. So you use that separate car heavily only for Uber only. So you don't depreciate your own car, which normally you use for family purpose. Because after using it for Uber, the kilometer will go up so easy, because that's what you do. You drive all the time. There'll be more maintenance and so on. So the car value of your own personal car will drop. Say, and especially if it is a car that's quite flash, I wouldn't use it for Uber. Say if I have say Mazda CX-5, I wouldn't use it for Uber. I would use something more affordable, something cheaper, and still economical as well. And to help you, the upside of it as well, that you can tax deduct the amount of money you rent every week, $200 a week at the end of the year. But the disadvantage is that you save on the depreciation of your car, but you're sacrificing money. That means your Uber income has to be a certain level, at least $200 to pay off that rent car. And in a way, you end up working for that rental company too. So that's the downside of it. So it's really up to you to, to judge which one works better for you. And moving on to the next scenario, where it's the one where you don't have money to buy the car straight up. Like generally a second-hand car that is still within good conditions, you can easily spend 15 grand. Like that's still reasonable. I think below that you might get certain problems, or you can get really lucky and get a good quality car that's still within the age, not the car age, but how old the car when drive Uber. You know what I'm talking about. So if you don't have money to buy that 15 grand, and you can just use the rental car for the first year and save up that 15 grand. And that's what is very, very common what Uber drivers do. They rent a car, maybe the cheapest car, the smallest car, the $150 or $200 deal a week. And also in a year, hopefully you can save that 15 grand. And the other thing to consider as well is that renting a car, you save on the the maintenance. So the brake change, the tire change if it's getting dull, it's all on the company. But if you damage the car, it is way more expensive than you owning the car, because those rental car companies, they're pretty much the owner of the car, and they want the car to be at the same exact condition when they first gave it to you, which is unrealistic, because after using it and driving all over the city, all over Brisbane, Gold Coast and so on, there'll be a depreciation, there'll be damage. But some rental companies, they still reasonable about it. I mean, for example, if my last rental car, the passenger opened the car too quick, and then somehow the paint of the car is dent and is chipped. It's like 5 millimeters chip. And I took it to the rental company, and they said, "What are we gonna do?" And they said they'll be easily $200. And that's like, look at it, that's like 1 week rent just gone like that. And it's a bit sad, really. And if you puncture tires, same like if you own a car or rent a car, you pay for it. And rental car company generally have more expensive insurance. Like, for example, last time I rent a car for $200 and I pay $5 a day to reduce the excess. Say if there's an accident happen, so I reduced the excess from $2,500 to $1,000, and that's like cost me $235 a week. And but still, when the accident happened, you still have to pay $1,000, and you have no choice because it's up to the rental company, the policy they want in terms of the insurance and the excess pay and so on. For example, last time a car hit the front bump in my car, and it left a bump, and it left a big dent, like the car needs to be pulled up with some air or heated up or something. It's not my fault, but I still have to pay $1,000 excess. And $1,000, think about it, that's like 4 or 5 weeks of rental car. But if you own your own car, you have flexibility to choose which company, which excess, which insurance that you want to use for, and the excess can be reduced to $500 or $600. You know, it's way cheaper and more affordable that way. So if the simplest way to get it is that if you rent a car, there are benefits, but there's also disadvantage, and you are stuck with the terms and conditions of their rental company because they own the car. But if you own your own car, we've seen this in so many drivers, you have more freedom what you're gonna do with the car. And generally it will impact your ratings because you can see if the driver is the owner of the car, you can see there's scratches, sometimes there's big obvious dents in the car, and they don't care. And sometimes the car looks really ugly and they still drive it, which actually not allowed to by Uber, because Uber tried to maintain certain standards, certain safety standard, you know, NCAP ratings and so on. So there you go, guys. That's my thinking of to consider to rent or to buy a car for Uber, DIDI, and Ola in Brisbane. I hope you find this video useful. I just try to make it conversational. So if you have things that you want to ask for, just put a comment or like or dislike. And thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.